Hey Cowboys Nation, we're diving straight into one of the most crucial stories on the horizon for America's team, the search for the next defensive coordinator. The stakes couldn't be higher, as the Cowboys look to solidify a defense that can contend with the league's elite offenses. Right now, the usual filming spot is taken, and baby Theo is keeping me company, fully invested in the breakdown. There's a lot to cover, from the latest requests for interviews to what each candidate brings to the table, and we're going to take a detailed look at each of them so you can understand exactly what this means for Dallas. Over the past few hours, the Cowboys have submitted requests to interview 3 coaches who are under consideration for the defensive coordinator role. These requests are standard procedure, and in each case, the teams involved cannot deny the interviews because the coaches do not hold formal coordinator titles at the moment. The names in question are Dante Jones from the Minnesota Vikings, Jim Leonard from the Denver Broncos, and Efim Bonda, currently the safeties coach for the Cleveland Browns. Each of these coaches brings a unique mix of experience, style, and previous leadership roles that could fit what the Cowboys are looking for on defense. Dante Jones, for instance, has been serving as the defensive passing game coordinator for the Vikings. His journey to this point is fascinating because it highlights his versatility and steady rise through the coaching ranks. He has prior experience as a defensive backs coach in the NFL, including a stint with the Bengals, and spent time as LSU's defensive coordinator for a season. Jones' background also includes stops with the Dolphins in Wisconsin, where he began shaping his defensive philosophy. One of the key draws here is his work within Brian Flores' defensive system in recent years. While landing Flores himself may not be realistic, Jones represents someone who has operated closely within that framework and can translate some of that approach into Dallas defensive schemes. Next on the list is Jim Leonard, a coach with a trajectory that mirrors his relentless climb through the NFL and college ranks. Leonard's story begins as a player at Wisconsin, where he started building his foundation for coaching. After a near-decade-long tenure in various NFL roles, including stops with the Bills, Ravens, Jets, Broncos, Saints, and Browns, he has developed a deep understanding of defensive structures and player development. Leonard's background as a former defensive backs coach and his time in assistant head roles in the NFL provide him with the combination of tactical knowledge and leadership the Cowboys seem to value. Notably, Leonard has experience stepping into coordinator positions after mentoring under some of the best minds in football, which gives him a readiness for impact from day one. Efim Bonda, though perhaps less widely known among casual fans, offers a compelling story of rising through the college and NFL coaching ranks with an emphasis on player development and defensive scheming. His time as a student assistant and later graduate assistant laid the groundwork for a career that included coaching under Manny Diaz at Miami and a brief tenure as co-defensive coordinator before moving on to become the safeties coach for the Browns. Banda's background shows adaptability and a grasp of defensive systems, particularly in developing young talent and implementing strategies that optimize the secondary's performance. While he may not have the same name recognition as Leonard or Jones, his trajectory and coaching philosophy have captured attention for a reason, and the Cowboys' interest here reflects a willingness to consider candidates who bring a fresh perspective alongside experience. One common thread among these 3 coaches is that each has held defensive coordinator roles in college at some point, which aligns with the Cowboys' emphasis on finding a coach who is not only a tactician but also an effective teacher. Coaching at the college level requires a significant amount of instruction, communication, and the ability to manage a diverse group of players while implementing complex schemes. The Cowboys appear to value this teaching ability highly, as they look for someone who can not only call plays but also develop a defensive culture that aligns with their long-term objectives. Each of these candidates brings a combination of NFL and college experience that suggests they can thrive in this environment. Dallas also attempted to secure an interview with Jeff Ulrich, the Falcons' current defensive coordinator. That request was denied, at least temporarily, due to the fact that he is under contract, making it a lateral move for him and giving the Falcons the right to retain him. This decision may be revisited later, particularly once the Falcons complete their own head coaching search. The Cowboys have clearly cast a wide net for this search, emphasizing that the current list is not exhaustive. Additional interviews are expected as the search progresses, making this one of the most extensive defensive coordinator searches the team has conducted in nearly a decade. This signals the organization's commitment to finding the right fit rather than rushing the process. Focusing back on Dante Jones, his experience in the Vikings' defensive structure has positioned him as a strong candidate, especially given his familiarity with modern defensive strategies and his work in both the secondary and the broader passing defense schemes. Jones' combination of college and NFL experience allows him to communicate effectively with players, create adaptable game plans, and leverage prior experiences to anticipate opponent strategies. His age, at 47, provides the balance of experience and relatability to a new generation of players, making him an intriguing option for a team looking to rejuvenate its defensive identity while maintaining continuity with proven strategies. Jim Leonhard, in contrast, represents the kind of steady, methodical growth that organizations love to see in a candidate. From Wisconsin to the NFL, he has consistently taken on greater responsibilities, earning roles as a position coach, assistant head coach, and coordinator. Leonhard's time under experienced mentors has sharpened his ability to read offenses, adjust game plans mid-contest, and develop young talent in high-pressure situations. His versatility also includes coordinating passing games and managing defensive backfields across multiple teams, a factor that could be crucial for the Cowboys as they aim to build a more consistent and resilient defensive unit. Meanwhile, F.M. Bonda brings innovation and a modern approach to defensive scheming, combining elements learned under multiple coaching trees with his own insights from managing safeties at the NFL level. His work emphasizes player development, positioning, and adaptability, all of which are increasingly critical in today's high-octane passing environments. Bonda's trajectory suggests someone who is not only capable of managing defensive schemes, but also committed to evolving them over time, which could provide the Cowboys with a forward-looking option that blends strategy with talent cultivation. Across these candidates, there's a clear emphasis on experience in leadership roles, whether in college or the NFL, and the ability to communicate effectively with players. The Cowboys' approach to this search reflects a desire to find someone who can step in, implement a system, and foster growth while remaining flexible to adapt strategies as the season unfolds. This focus on depth, teaching, and adaptability underscores how seriously the organization is taking this decision, signaling to fans that the next defensive coordinator will not only influence game day performance, but also shape the future trajectory of the team's defense for years to come. As we continue breaking down the Cowboys' defensive coordinator search, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just about filling a title, it's about reshaping the defensive identity of the team. The candidates they've targeted each bring a mix of experience, innovation, and leadership that can influence everything from the secondary to the pass rush. What makes this search particularly interesting is the way the Cowboys are blending seasoned NFL knowledge with coaching acumen honed in the college ranks, essentially seeking someone who can both strategize and teach. That dual capability is critical in today's game, where adaptability and preparation often define the difference between winning and losing in the NFL. Looking more closely at Jim Leonhard, his journey through the NFL is a testament to persistence and deep learning. Leonhard began as an undrafted free agent and gradually built a career that spanned multiple franchises, learning from some of the league's top defensive minds. His time with the Jets coincided with some pivotal coaching transitions, and he carried those lessons forward to roles with the Broncos and Saints. In every stop, Leonhard gained insight into defensive scheming, position group management, and leadership under pressure. What stands out about him is the combination of technical knowledge and the ability to inspire players. He's someone who has consistently taken complex defensive systems and simplified them in ways that help players execute, a trait the Cowboys will find invaluable as they attempt to upgrade their defensive performance. Leonhard's time at Wisconsin is equally significant. He wasn't just a coordinator. He was a mentor, teacher, and the bridge between college talent and the NFL pipeline. He learned to communicate concepts clearly, adapt schemes to player strengths, and manage the various personalities that come with a football roster. Translating those skills to the Cowboys, he will be able to establish a culture of discipline, attention to detail, and accountability. Leonard's NFL experience complements his college work, meaning he's familiar with how to adjust defenses on the fly, read opponent tendencies, and prepare players to handle high-pressure situations week in and week out. Dante Jones also brings a fascinating profile, particularly for fans interested in a coach who merges tactical sophistication with a strong understanding of modern defensive trends. His experience with the Vikings, coupled with his prior time at LSU, has allowed him to refine a philosophy that emphasizes adaptability, versatility, and the ability to neutralize explosive passing attacks. Jones has operated in systems that demand communication and quick thinking from players, especially defensive backs, and his emphasis on teaching within the system could help Dallas develop a secondary that is more disciplined and cohesive. He has worked with a wide range of talent levels, which means he can manage both veterans and young players, a necessity for a team looking to blend experienced contributors with emerging stars. Efim Bonda may be less known, but his trajectory demonstrates creativity and resourcefulness. Bonda has navigated college and NFL systems with an emphasis on safeties, positioning, and coverage responsibilities, gaining experience in building defensive units from the ground up. He has the potential to bring a fresh perspective to the Cowboys' defense, combining analytical approaches with a focus on player development. Bonda's coaching style emphasizes teaching fundamentals while adapting schemes to the strengths of his players, which could make him a wild card in the best sense. A coach who can introduce new ideas and elevate performance without needing to overhaul existing systems entirely. An interesting trend that emerges when examining these candidates is their history as former college defensive coordinators. That experience is critical because it demonstrates an ability to both devise strategy and mentor players on a consistent basis. In college, a coordinator is responsible not only for scheming against opponents, but also for ensuring that every player understands their role, often teaching multiple layers of the game. That aligns with what the Cowboys are seeking. Someone who is technically adept, capable of teaching complex systems, and able to cultivate a defensive culture that thrives under pressure. Each of these candidates has demonstrated those skills in different contexts, which is why they stand out as part of an expansive search. The process itself also highlights the Cowboys' commitment to getting it right. By casting a wide net, Dallas ensures that they're not simply selecting the most well-known name, but rather the candidate who best aligns with their philosophy and objectives. Even though the interview request for Jeff Ulrich was initially denied, the team's approach shows a long-term vision. They're willing to explore multiple avenues, revisit options if circumstances change, and identify the coach who can make the most immediate and lasting impact. This patience suggests the organization is looking for more than just tactical proficiency. They want someone who can build a lasting defensive identity that fits the ethos of the team. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In what could be the most shocking move of the NFL offseason, rumors are swirling that Terry McLaurin, the standout wide receiver who has been the face of the Washington Commanders offense, is heading for a dramatic change of scenery. Sources close to the situation suggest that McLaurin may be packing up and leaving Washington to join the Dallas Cowboys, a development that has sent shockwaves through the league and left fans in both cities buzzing with speculation. McLaurin has long been admired for his explosive speed, precise route running, and ability to make difficult catches in tight coverage. Over the years, he has become the centerpiece of Washington's passing attack, earning accolades for his consistency and leadership on and off the field. Yet, despite his talent, there has always been talk that he might seek a stage bigger than what Washington could offer, somewhere he could truly shine and perhaps contend for championships. Could Dallas be that stage? The Cowboys, known for their star-studded roster and high-profile presence in the NFL, have been quietly evaluating ways to strengthen their offensive arsenal. Adding McLaurin could provide Dak Prescott with the kind of dynamic, game-breaking receiver who can stretch defenses and create opportunities in critical moments. While nothing is confirmed, Insiders hint that talks have been productive and that both sides see the potential for a mutually beneficial partnership. For Washington fans, the mere idea of losing McLaurin is almost unthinkable. The young star has been a beacon of hope during some challenging seasons, consistently delivering highlight reel plays and proving himself a reliable target. Rumors of his departure ignite conversations about the team's future strategy, potential draft moves, and how they could replace such a transformative talent. Meanwhile, Cowboys supporters are already imagining the possibilities of McLaurin lining up alongside some of the NFL's top talent, envisioning an offense that could dominate week after week. As the league watches closely, the McLaurin to Cowboys story continues to build momentum. Whether it materializes into a blockbuster trade or remains a tantalizing what-if, one thing is certain. The mere speculation has reignited debates about team dynamics, player loyalty, and the shifting power balance in the NFL. If the move does happen, McLaurin's star power is expected to soar even higher in Dallas, and the ripple effects could reshape both franchises for seasons to come. Fans and analysts alike are on high alert, waiting for confirmation or denial, but the rumor alone has already stirred the NFL world. The prospect of Terry McLaurin leaving Washington for Dallas is one of those jaw-dropping stories that could define the offseason, creating endless chatter in locker rooms, sports talk shows, and social media alike. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.